Hello everyone, we are here, we are live, we are ready to go, and we're picking up right from the KSC because I have no missions outstanding right now, so welcome. Again, I'm just going to make sure my sound levels are good. There we are. Hello there, Helgium. Welcome. And just to sort of, for people that are new, just to kind of explain what's going on in this series. This is clearly a live stream series that I call Beautified Stock. It is a stock game for all intensive purposes, except what I have done is dressed it up. So I got a lot of beautification mods running, so you can sort of see it just from the scene right here, and we'll see more of it as we head off into space in just a little bit. I also have a few UI mods also installed, nothing that changes the gameplay, but for instance, I don't like the stock contract menu that comes up here to keep track of your contracts, so instead I have this contracts window plus, and things like that. And I'm not going to go through all the mods. If you want all the mods, they are down there in the description for you to peruse at your leisure. So why don't we get into what the plan is for today? As you can see, if I take a look at my Contracts Plus window, I do have one contract left of the contracts I've been picking up. So we're going to pick up some more contracts to fill this out. But this one is to bring some moonstone, bring a moonstone on the moon back to Kerbal. Okay, but anyway, go to the moon and get some moonstone and bring it back, which I actually have tried already once, but I had a devil of a time with the Parallax mod and trying to find moonstone hidden there on the moon's surface. However, last week we successfully used the cheat menu, and I'll probably be getting back into that, to locate a baobab tree. So armed now with that information, I think I should be able to find the moonstone. So I want to try that one again. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going back to the moon, but as you can see probably from the thumbnail, you can see I also have planned a rover for the moon. So actually, why don't I go into our contracts window here and take a look. So I'm being asked what version of the game I'm playing. I am playing the most recent version, 1.12.5 is what I'm playing. So let's take a look at our available contracts, because I looked between the two streams and notice there are a whole bunch of moon-related ones. So this is going to help. Like, for instance, we are going to scan a moon crater using the rover arm. So we'll grab that. We also have plant the flag on the moon. We'll grab that. You always want to do all of these ones that you can do really quickly, like all together in one go. Science data from the surface of the moon. We'll most certainly grab that. Actually, let's hide this and put this. There we go. Sorry. There are all of them now, all being added. Explore Mimmis will have to be for another day. Mimmis tourists, we'll wait on the tourists. However, there is one contract here I kind of want to throw as a priority out there. So I got 4 contracts involving going to the moon. That's great. We'll get to that in just a little bit. But I got this Recover Louis from orbit of Kerbal. This is my first Recover a Kerbal contract. This is actually probably the longest I've ever gone in a career mode before getting one of these. I love these contracts. Pick up a Kerbal, bring them back to the surface, or her back to the surface, and you have a new Kerbal for your Kerbal core. And it saves you money, because if I go out here to the astronaut complex to actually hire a Kerbal, right? They cost money. Don't they cost money? Yes. Next hire, 62,000 Kerbal. So it saves me money, and besides, I find them fun. So we're going to grab this Rescue Louis, and we're going to do that first. So let's get back out here. Let's find Rescue Louis. Where is that one? Right there. We're going to isolate that person into this own window, and the contract's very simple. We got to save Louis Kerbal. That's it. Bring him back. And what's going to make this really, really, really easy to do is I happen to have a station that I built in a previous stream. It is sitting in low orbit about Kerbal. On that station is Jebediah with a vehicle. All I got to do, fly out and get Louis and bring Louis back. Should be easy peasy. Now let's make sure I didn't just hose myself a little bit. I did not. That's good. Louis is here in low orbit, so Louis should be pretty easy for us to pick up from our space station. Is right here. As you know, you start to get them in different locations. Sometimes you get Kerbals like way out here. Jeb wouldn't have been able. That would have been more of a challenge we would have had to deal with. But Instead, we got it easy. Usually the first bunch you get are all really low orbit, and that's going to be what we're going to do. So let's get to our station. People are talking about the unstable orbits in KSP2 reflecting real-world issues. I don't think they do. I think we're still looking in KSP2 at a two-body conic type of model. I think it is, and I'm by no means a developer or a coder, but I think there's something funky going on in their orbiting things, because if your orbit is above a certain altitude, the problem doesn't exist. If the orbit is below a certain altitude, suddenly it becomes dramatic. It's an on-off type of switch, and as well, if you time warp, the problem goes away. So to me, that's a programming issue, not a whatever issue. So anyway, Jebediah is up here in our homely little station all by himself. I can even we got enough fuel. I was about to say, like, there's even some fuel. Oh, wait, how much fuel is in here? Oh yeah, he's fine. There's even some fuel in this little tug that brought up the station that I could make use of, but I don't need it, so I'm not going to. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to try and find the crew hatch. There we go. We're going to transfer Jebediah into his vehicle. We're going to look at our... Here, let's go here and take a look at the situation. So this is our target here, Louis, and Louis is in a lower orbit than we are, so that means that he or she, despite the name, I don't know whether this is male or female Kerbal, will be catching up to us. So the first thing we're going to need to do is sort of wait a little bit. Let's keep Jeb in the station and keep him comfortable. But as we progress through here, let's stop. You can see how Louis has caught up with us a little bit. So let's what we're gonna, that's what's gonna help us facilitate the rendezvous, of course. So let's undock Jeb. Right click here, undock. This vessel should be all ready to go, really. We do have a little RCS. We can back away a bit. Activate our engine. All right, and let's set up our rendezvous. You want to set up the rendezvous after you have undocked, because if you do it before you're undocked, the node gets connected to the station, and as soon as you undock, you have to do it again anyway, so it's better to do it here. So we're just going to put a maneuver. I know it's nowhere near soon enough yet. We're going to bring down our periapsis till we start to see our close encounter indicators. And I think I probably have to go forward an orbit or two before these are going to get very close to each other. So I'm going to go over to the little widgety tool. I'm going to push go ahead and orbit, and you can see they get a little closer. And go ahead another orbit. Oh wow, that's very, very close. Okay, I think it's time to tune this a little bit. So let's see here. Let's put in a little retrograde. Oh no, prograde. I'm going the other way, just to get the two maneuvers to be one. And already I'm at 0.9. Is our relative inclination like 0? Nope, a little bit of difference, but not much. Okay, let's bring this down to 1 second intervals, because this is going to take too much. 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Obviously, 1's close enough, but now I'm going to get 0. Separation 0. Perfect. But this burn is not coming up for another hour and 15 minutes. So we're going to have to, let's do a quick save. Now we are kind of floating around our station, so we probably want to keep an eye on, because we're going to go up and down and around the station as all this is progressing. But let's see how it goes. We're going to time warp until we're about, what's a 30, maybe 20 minutes ahead of our maneuver. I just want to make sure that when I get ready to go that I'm not going to crash into our station, which you can see is going to move all around us. As orbital mechanics has its way. Whoa. How close are we coming here? I think we're going to pass. Yep. That's the kind of... this is why I'm time warping from here rather than time warping from... Oh my gosh. It's returning almost exactly... This is like undoing... We've done one orbit since I've disconnected, I think, is really what just happened there. That's funny. Okay, that should be our only close pass. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to time warp. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Where am I? Oh no, we're still got a long way to go. Yeah, we have to... Going to time warp till we're about half an orbit away from our maneuver. We shouldn't be coming close to our thing again. And I'll show you what you can do so you don't get those close encounters again. I did not do an avoidance maneuver. And I'll explain why, John, I did not do an avoidance maneuver. I'm going to do one right now. So, right now, about half an orbit ahead. This maneuver is going to be a retrograde maneuver. So what you want to do for an avoidance maneuver is to burn in the opposite direction. Whoops, prograde. Like that. And that should, I don't know where the station is. There it is. But let me make sure I get this right. This will lower, yes, this is right. So you want to burn in the opposite direction of what your maneuver is going to be, which because we're actually right on the maneuver node. And all I'm going to do is put a little bit of RCS in there. So just push H. That's all you got to do. Let go. And what this ends up doing is it raises the orbit just a little bit on the other side, which slows you down, which will get us to fall behind the station by the time we get to where our maneuver is. So that's what we call an avoidance maneuver. I didn't do them when I first undocked because if I did a full orbit after doing that avoidance maneuver, I would just return back to where I'm near the station with even more velocity. And there's the station now way over there. So the avoidance maneuver, if you're going to do more than one orbit, isn't going to do anything for you. Anyway, let's get back to here. You can see now I'm burning away from the station. You can barely see it. The station's down there. Actually, I probably don't have... There we go. Put that on. It is just a 4-second burn. Yeah, we'll live with that. Okay, let's get ourselves a little closer, and we'll put on our... what do you call that one? Approach information. And I'll time warp a little bit closer to the maneuver. And I'm not going to go to full thrust because it's only like a 4-second burn. So I'll wait till I'm, I don't know, about 6 seconds to the start of the burn. And then I'll just go like a third of a throttle. And what I'm really going to look for is the information that starts to pop up over here, our closest approach info. So basically, I'm really going to get this Kerbal for free because... Whoa, there it is. Oh, it's getting all funkadicious on me. I think I need to burn some more. I'm getting 2 intersects. Okay, let's look at what's going on. I'm not sure what's happening here. Delete this. Did I overcook it or undercook it? Oh, RCS back on. No, I think I am very confused. I think I don't know. The numbers went funky on me. We'll go this way, but I know this is... Here, we'll just go until this is... I'm not quite sure what happened there. I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop and just deal with this one as it is. I'm not quite sure what happened. I had it all set up. Maybe because I did some orbits and the orbit parameters changed. That's always a possibility. Maybe I should have checked just before doing the burn. Oh well. Gonna go till I'm like 3 minutes away. Hey there, Javier. Glad you made it. We're 1.9 kilometers separation. That should be good enough. I know it's good enough. It's not like I've not done this before. So go to we're a few minutes away from our closest approach. Oh, there goes our target. Go blowing by. Gosh darn it. Whoa! What happened there? I'm not having a good time. Okay, felt like I really just missed the target there. Like somehow I just blew... Okay, we're going to be doing it... Oh, this has been... Okay, let's just go straight for our target. I don't know what just happened there. Okay, there. gonna put the prograde vector on. I don't know what I don't think I time warped. It just suddenly I think the maneuver changed while I shouldn't trust these numbers. I think the maneuver changed while I was time warping. I don't know. Wow, we were just talking about it. May be not a bug. I could have botched that in some stupid way. Thankfully, we have lots of fuel. That could easily have been on me. So we're doing a little bit of manhandling of this maneuver node. Okay, closest approach is now coming down, coming down. I was about to say, we were just talking about bugs in KSP2 when it comes to orbital parameters, but there seemed to be, I'll have to look at the recorded evidence, because it really felt like there was some funky number jumping there. Okay. Got 50 kilometer closest approach. It is coming up quick though. Hang on. I'm going really fast. There we go. I'm good. I'm good. I'm only 14 seconds away. Where is it? There we are. Yeah, we're close. I'm looking at this time. You don't want to let that time get down to 0. Okay. Our time is now 45 seconds. We're coming in nice and close. So this is Louis. I have no idea what class Louis is. Whether Louis is a pilot, a scientist, or an engineer. I'm hoping for another scientist. That would be my hope. But I have no guarantee of that. But, oh well, a bit of an adventure, but we're there now. Yeah, I have no idea. And by the way, if Louis doesn't sound like a very Kerbal-y type of name, it's not. It is one of my Patreon patrons and YouTube members. I name my Kerbals beyond the original 4. I name my Kerbals after those folks. Okay, we're going to come in right beside here. Let's get some RCS happening. Oh, I just turned RCS off. Silly Billy. Park up right along beside here. Put on the brakes. Ah, come on. Louis, you're not going to get service like this anywhere else. There we are. Whoa, 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 I'm still burning. There we go. Back up again. Beep, 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 beep. Okay. I'm going to conk him with the ship if I'm not careful here. There we go. That's what I'm trying to do. We'll switch over. We'll find out what we got. So Louis is a pilot. So Louis is going to join Jeb and Val as another pilot. Of course, I only have a single scientist in Bob and a single engineer in Bill. So that's why I was hoping for a scientist, and if not a scientist, an engineer, but instead we got a pilot. There's a nice park job. Yeah, pizza delivery. Okay. Oh, did I set up the maneuver before doing the avoidance maneuver? But I don't know. I should have rechecked it, I guess. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe that's it, John. You're right. There is that. The avoidance maneuver may have messed it up. Anyway, that is very true. I didn't even think about it. But either way, we are just have to come down. Where's the KSC? Put on the KSC. There we are. Okay, so we're coming down at night. That's okay. I don't care. So I'm going to time warp just a little bit here. I like to always start. This is the Woomerang launch site, which I never use. I wish there was reason to use it, but there never seems to be. Oh, am I still on? No. Ah, there we go. Orbit. And I'm just going to find out where the capsule is. Nope, we're not going to run into it. And we're just going to burn here, lower our periapsis to, I don't know, 35-ish kilometers. But I find if I always start this burn from the same location, I can be more consistent in dropping it where I want it to be. That's good. 36 kilometers. This doesn't have to be super precise. How's that look from here? Okay. Yeah, so it's going to be a night. We're going to be dropping down at night, but that's okay. Am I going to leave that debris up there? Eventually, I'll just delete it in the tracking station. I'm not going to have a specific mission to unset the target. I'm not doing a specific mission to retrieve it. I could not be bothered. And I'll use my in-game justification in that if you're in an orbit this low, the orbit shouldn't be stable, and it would decay anyway. So there you go. That's my logic. Excuse me. Where are we? We are about to go in, so let's disengage. Retrograde. Excuse me. A bit of a sore throat there. I could have found out the Kerbal's class in the astronaut complex. That's very true. That would have spoiled the surprise. Alright. Now let's see. I'm not sure I'll be that close to the KSC. Anyway, it's going to be nighttime, so what difference does it make? And Jebediah was getting lonely up there in the station all by himself anyway, so he's just looking for an excuse to come back down. Hello, Krim. Welcome. We are at maximum time warp here. Alright, but I mean, maybe we'll take Louis with us out to the moon because, oh, wait a minute, no, Valentina land, no, we'll decide what to do. I think Valentina is our only original 4 that didn't go on that moon mission. So, we probably should bring her. I think I'm coming short. Hopefully not in these mountains here. Nope, we're going to come well short. That's okay. Let's get ready to lose their heat shield because we won't be landing in the water. Our service module plummeting to its demise. It's gone. And we'll jettison that. Litter the fields below us. And coming down. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm looking at my notes that I made for myself before I started this stream, and I see a couple of things I forgot to do. Nothing too detrimental. We'll get to it once we've recovered these folks. You can see some various terrain scatters coming here from the... I hope you can see it. I know YouTube sometimes is pretty dark. Anyway, is there a EVA report or anything I can do here? EVA report. Oh, look at that. Deserts. How'd we end up in deserts? Oh, I probably could have... Oh, well, board and... Oh, crew report then. Deserts, yeah. And I think I probably could have taken a surface sample, too. Desert. Okay, there we go. Even got a little science out of the deal. Hello, Barca. I'm glad you can make it. Thanks for... I'm glad you enjoy the videos, too. Okay, so there's our contract to rescue our Kerbal has been achieved. We can close that. And yeah. Okay, so what I wrote to myself, let's go back to sunrise again, is I wrote that I have some science to collect. Because I have 1,089 science from, oh yeah, we orbited Minmus. There was a ton of science from that. So let's see what we can get for science. Now, I do want to build myself a rover. So one of the things I'm looking at, let me get the right one here, is this one. Field Science gives you the Probodyne Rovemate Probe Core and some decent rover wheels as well as the command seat. So I most certainly want to get that one, but otherwise I think I'm pretty open. Now, Precision Engineering, what I really want actually are these cubic octagonal struts. Oh, and finally the small decoupler. And they finally a better probe body. So yeah, we'll get that one. Now let's take a look at what else. What do I got left? 628. These are 160, so I can get a few of them. Or I can get 2 of these ones. Okay, well, let's look. Better batteries, better solar panels. I'm not sure what a big deal that would be. Up here, trying to get what will be the most effective things for me to get. I do plan to do, I don't do a lot with the robotics, but I got an idea for my rover with robotics. Some more airplane parts. Not sure how much airplane-y stuff I'll do. I'm going to grab this one. I think I want this hinge, if I'm not mistaken. I want those hinges, so I'm going to grab that. Bigger fairings are never a bad idea. What's in this top one before I go any further? Scanning stuff. Oh, yeah, for scanning for ore. And the medium, I don't need that. Another probe body, I don't really need that. And, oh, more science. Never can go wrong with unlocking more science, including, oh, look at all this junk. Okay. The Grand Slam passive seismometer. I think I'm going to get that too. Okay, so that leaves me 168. I can get just one more here. So I got some slanty, some bigger fuel cans, some monopropellant cans, the Jumbo 64 fuel can, or I can get, ooh, that I got. I'm starting to change my mind with some ideas. I'm starting to get ideas. I'm looking at this ground anchor. Ooh, I do have a tutorial out there where I build a rover on the surface of Minmus, and it's all, you need to have the ground anchor to get going with that. So you don't have to actually build an entire rover. You just bring up all the parts, and then you can build. And I'm thinking that might be a thing. And a bigger Clampetron Jr. Okay, and that, or, yeah, no, we're gonna go up here. Where was that? This one. I want that ground anchor. I got ideas. I'm getting ideas. Okay, so we're into here. The other thing I wanted to check is if I go to this active contract to bring back Moonstone, it usually mentions some good it suggests some biomes. And I'm not sure. I doubt this is really necessary, but I'm going to write them down anyway. So excuse me a second while I write down the Northeast Basin. Like, I'm hoping it'll be easier if I actually go to these places. The Polar Lowlands and the Highland Craters. So I want to land in one of those biomes. Okay. Putting that back. All right. And let's get out of here. Let's get into... Actually, I'm going to switch to the spaceplane hangar and think about a rover, and then we're going to take it apart and put it into some cargo containers. Oh, you had trouble with levity. I've only used the cargo container or the ground anchor a couple of times, and both times it worked fine for me. It's a little tricky to get going. It took me a while to figure it out, but I found it worked. Okay, hello, Dumb Aviator. Oh, I can empathize. I can empathize. Okay, so we're here in the spaceplane hangar because I find it easier to build stuff here. So this is the RoveMate. It's such an easy thing to build a rover around. We'll grab. I also got the command seats. So what I'm going to do is simply... Now, this is just going to be very rough. And then we're going to build it onto the surface. So that is interesting because the idea that I had, and you can see this in the thumbnail. I do a half-baked idea of grabbing one of these smaller hinges. This was my half-baked idea that I might expand or might abandon, but I'll show you my half-baked idea anyway. And then I put a whole lot of these on top. And I built a little light stand tower for the sole reason that I thought it looked good. Like this. And then I put some lights on it. And then I would put solar panels and the other stuff that I would need on, you know, the base of this, batteries and all of that would go down there. But what I thought would be pretty neat would be to do this. And you would tweak it, but you know, you got this nice, like these high headlight things. Like, you know, you got a monster truck, and then it would be on a hinge, so that the idea would be that this could fold down, and then you could build everything, and then it would fold up nice, right? Like if you put on these rover wheels, I'll just show this real quick. Like these rover wheels also can be retracted. Where's the button for it? Why am I having trouble finding this? Start retracted. There we are. So they can be retracted. I was hoping to get this nicely compacted and then slinging it underneath the lander and just kind of dropping it, deploy that. I thought it would be neat. But now I'm thinking, well, if I'm going to build it on the surface, why not just simply... I don't need to do all that. I could just literally just get Kerbals out, have all of these parts, and just build the dumb thing. I'm just noticing this is backwards. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to abandon the hinging idea in favor of just constructing this on the surface. Now, what are these other wheels like? Oh, those are monstrous. I don't need those. So really, like, I'm not gonna go. This is gonna be nothing crazy. It's gonna be simple. I also need the scanning arm because we got to scan for. There, we got to scan for a moon crater. Was one of our. What do they call it? Here, where's our contracts? Yeah, moon crater. I do have to scan for a moon crater, so that should be part of it. So that's a nice little animated piece there. You might find a low bridge on the moon that I'm going to wreck my lights on. So really, like, you know, this... Oh, how did I end up with only one wheel on one side there? Two-way symmetry. There. We'll give this a quick test drive too. I also want to, I always like to put on, because I don't think this has reaction wheels built into it. If I'm not mistaken. If it does, I'll leave it, but I don't know, it does not. There are no reactions. I'm going to put on a small set of reaction wheels. I find they help me. That's the big ones. Small set of reaction wheels. Now these are the indicator lights. They're clearly in a funky spot. Oh well. We'll deal. We will deal. Now, I also want science, because, you know... Well, actually, no, we'll put this... Yeah, we'll put science on here. What the heck? We'll make this work. So, we have not just one. We now have the seismic accelerometer. We have a thermometer. Don't forget, we're going to be rebuilding this entire thing on the surface of the moon. And by the way, I should also get out there... It's very, very likely that that this won't get all completed in this stream. But who knows? Maybe I'm being pessimistic. We'll put on a goo. And, oh boy, a science junior. You know what? That's probably a little much. Let's leave that stuff off. Okay, and I need solar panels. So what I'm thinking, like that. Okay, let's take the snap off. Double time. Doubly doubles. See, and what's nice about putting the seats at the front like I did is it leaves you lots of room on the deck here to put stuff like this on. And then I was thinking of simply rotating this. Actually, undo that for just a sec. Put the snap back on. Then it'll be easier to get... With the snap on, it's easier to get all of these to match up. That's the only reason why I did that. And then we'll get the move tool. Little up. Of course, why am I doing this when I'm going to be rebuilding it on the surface? Well, I guess I'm talking to myself about that question. I don't know the answer. But I guess this is just to sort of make sure everything's going to fit. That's what I'll say to myself. So like that, and then now I can take things like... Do I want this guy? No, just a bunch of these. I can slide a bunch of these kind of under here. Though I suspect... Don't I already have a lot? Oh, no, that's okay. I don't have lots of batteries. Okay. What else do I need? Seriously. Oh, these guys are upside down. Just noticed that. There. And I want to make sure, oh, I got to be careful too, that all the parts are packable. If you know what I mean, that they can all fit in a cargo container. I think the biggest thing are probably the wheels. They have, you see, it says cargo part. You want it, all these have to say cargo part, or else I'm going to be in trouble. And then, how about the Rover Mate? Is it a cargo part? It is a cargo part, so I should be okay. Let's test drive this. Let's see how it goes. Louis, you're going to be our first, you know, practicer. This is Proto Rover. So we're just going to make sure it drives. Nothing's stupid in the concept. Okay. Yeah, and if people are noticing that a lot of the parts do look different, it's because of the ReStock mod, which retextures everything. Most things, not everything, but most things. So this is why I got these lights. Oh, come on! How can you not like those lights? Those are awesome. And we can put on SAS. Now, one thing when driving a Rover, put the brakes on because we're rolling, is if you turn SAS mode to SAS only. See, one of the issues might not be so much on Kerbal, it's an issue, but if you actually, if I keep the brakes on, I'll demonstrate. I'll demonstrate. If you put this on normal mode with the SAS and then you push W to drive forward, it has a tendency to want to do that, right? To tilt up. But if I put it on SAS only, that goes away. Now it just wants to drive. The brakes are on, so it's rock, but it doesn't tip forward at the same time. So this is just a proof of concept, as it were. I don't see why this won't work. There we go. It works. Why won't it work? That's all I was gonna do. Okay, so revert flight. Back to the spaceplane hangar. I think that's a Rover. I think that's all I need. I don't think I need anything else. So what we're going to do is we're going to go now over to the vehicle assembly building, and what we got to do is pack this away. So I'm going to get, what do I got for cargo containers? So I need a lot. So I have, oh, I do have a big one. This is a 2.5 meter cargo container. Let's start with the smaller one and see if I can get away with using the smaller one. So this is the SEQ-9 container. Oh, there's no way this whole rover will fit inside this. Absolutely none. There's only 9 slots. So let's go 2.5. So this is the SEQ-24. So it has, as you can see, 24 cargo slots here. Let's put a little bit of distance between this. This will make us... This is by no means going to be the design. This is just to stow everything away. Okay, and the first thing I want to do is make sure here. Let's go to cargo. I should have robotics, maybe? I want to have the ground anchor. No. Utility. Oh, I know I unlocked you. Structural? Okay. If I can't find that ground anchor, I'm gonna have to... Oh, there it is. I'm just blind. Okay, we have that. We also have... Okay, rover first, but I also have all of this deployable science. We might have a lot of stuff to do on the surface of the moon when we get there. So let's... Yeah, all you should be able to, if I change the root part to the container, and I should be able to just pull all this stuff off and stow it in here. Oh, the other thing I need... Sorry, one other thing. I need to have a small decoupler so I can detach it. That goes in there too. Okay. Oh, I only got one. Notice, although the wheels were doubled, I only got one wheel in each. So be careful about that. Bump, bump, bump. Where are the wheels? It would have been pretty disappointing to get up there and have only 2 wheels. Same with the command seat. Need that. I need another command seat. Solar panels, I need 6 of them. Now these guys I can see we can fit more than one in a slot, so 2, 3, and then 2, 3, and we'll throw this one away. 4 of these batteries. This obviously makes transporting much easier. Our science parts. The arm. And by the way, if you run into something that... if I just copy, yeah, that's a good way to do it. Some lights. If, by the way, I ran into a part that I couldn't put into this cargo container, all I'd have to do... How many of these do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. 2, 3. Okay. 6, 7, and 8. Okay. What was I saying? I said if I can get thrown away, and then finally this. Oh, you know what I want to do? Sorry. Let's change the texture on these, because once you're out there, we're going to go with the silver foil look. And that won't fit. Okay, so. But what I was saying is if any of these parts wouldn't fit in there, all I have to do is attach it to the actual vessel and the Kerbals can rip it off. So just even if you run into something that does not fit into a cargo container, that doesn't mean you're sunk. You can still do stuff. Okay, I need another cargo container. Okay, I'm going to grab the smaller cargo container. This might get reconfigured again. This can go into... That doesn't work that way, silly. Oh! This thing is 6... Oh my gosh, it's big! Okay. I'll explain what the problem is. So I might need 2 of these. Wow. This thing is... Open this up. It says it here. It's 750 liters of volume. And this little guy can only hold up to 650 liters of volume. So I need the big one just for that. I'm going to see if think if I hold Alt, does all that come? Yes. I want to try and see if I can get away with a little less cargo space. So I'm going to put what I can into here. Until the volume is filled up. And then I might put in a small one for all the rest. So I'm holding the Alt key, by the way, to grab everything that's in a particular container. At some point, this is going to get full. So it wasn't going to fit to start with. That's it. Will this fit? That will. Okay, so it was one. I was one item short. Okay, let's change this to the root part. That is just a decoupler. So we're going to grab the small one. That goes in there. And also I need those reaction wheels. Okay, so this, let's make sure I'm doing this right. That one's now empty, yeah. So I can throw that away. And I can throw this away. Okay, there are my containers with my rover inside. Oh my gosh. Okay. Now what I need to do is build a rocket that can carry this thing. That's my rover all packed away. So, let's see. We'll get the... Oh, let's go with the K3 pomegranate. We'll put 3 Kerbals in there. Again, we'll make this one the root part, so now things are attached to that rather than the other way around. And... oh my gosh, I wrote a budget. Okay, my lander, I want to have about 1,200 meters per second. That's my lander. I've built moon landers before. I don't want to get into the whole logic of that. So I'm just thinking. And what I think is I'm going to grab a 0.875 meter fairing. Should have 3 sizes, yes. I'm going to turn on the truss structure and the interstage nodes. Oh, fricky frack. There it is. That's what I was shooting for. That can go under here. Actually, that. And I want to get to the 2.5 meter size. So we're going to build. Is that it? No, maybe. I don't want it to get to... let's go to just sizes. What do I got? 2.5 meter size stuff. I really just want an adapter, but I don't want it to be as tall as this is. I don't want it to get that tall. So I'm just looking for... of course, I could have gone with the 2.5 meter size. Might have been smarter. Maybe a 2.5 meter fairing would have been a better idea. I think it is. Okay. So we're going to throw this away. 2.5 meter fairing. Interstage nodes on. Put it like that. Okay. See where I'm going with this? So that's all now stowed away in there. Okay. This is still a... looks kind of funny. Oh, this has a built-in decoupler, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Okay. Alright, well, we might modify this. We might modify this for sure. Okay, science, fuel. 1,200 meters per second. What happens if I put underneath that... yeah, that guy, and like a poodle. I have the poodle there, don't I? There's the poodle. It's been retextured, but looks good though. That's not... oh, wait. No, vacuum. That's already too much. Okay. This is too tall. I don't like it. Oh, that doesn't work anyway. What kind of thrust does that give me too? Oh my gosh. Okay, the poodle's too much. All that's too much. Too much. Let's then... what? carrier. Just trying to get a feel for how much fuel I need. That's still a little much, believe it or not. I'm gonna do some scaling all this. That's not enough. But this would be too much then. It has to be. Yeah. You know what? Go back to what you had. That. We'll make it pretty eventually. Okay, and then there'll be some landing legs on this thing. I guess this all goes without saying, by the way, that I ain't got no plan. I think I say that every stream. I ain't got no plan. I just want to make sure people know that I ain't got no plan. 1405. Thrust to weight is fine for landing on the moon. This, if anything, is a little tall. I don't need to put any science in here. I'm debating the wisdom. Oh, I want a goo container. And, yeah. This fella. There we go. That'll justify that height. And this fella. All the other science is in there. I don't need it. I just think she's just homely. I don't like how homely she is. So I want to try and make it a smidge prettier. And what I'm debating, that's still, yeah, let's take all that off. Take that out. That out. That won't fit there. Let's get another, just build right on top of this. I mean, there's no... Sorry, it's being a little stubborn. Throw that away. That away. Structural. Do I have something that goes... I got this that goes to 2... Oh, wait. There we go. That's perfect. Perfect. Oh, ooh, maybe one of those on the other side, too. No fuel. Oh, wait. That's a 2.5 meter. Well, I can cheat it. I don't think I have... Yeah. Grab this, just slide it. Nobody knows. Nobody's to know. So a little funky looking. But I like the Delta V 1340. I'm thinking of something, by the way, that can just land, if I can get this sitting on the surface, it will be able to get itself back to Kerbal. That's really all I'm looking at. Should have a parachute on the top, obviously. And I'm gonna have to enclose this into some sort of fairing. We'll deal with that in a little bit, but okay. Landing lights. Now, somebody pointed out to me in the YouTube's chats that I've never noticed before. Yes, these have pit. I was always like, look at that. I know that's probably been there forever, but I'm just noticing it now for the very first time. That there's you can adjust the angle through that. I was always using the rotate tool. That's just really kind of too funny. Okay, that looks fine. Needs arms and some eyes. It needs... Do I want to get into ladders? I mean, because you don't really need them. Oh, I put on 2. Because you can always just use the EVA packs to fly up, but there's something nice about a ladder. Oh, for goodness sakes. There it is. So if we kind of come down to there, I'm going to move these landing legs. Move these. For goodness sakes. There. I was just clearing a space for a ladder to come right down that way. Probably slide these legs up a little bit, actually. They look like they're clearing the bell by a healthy margin. And then that. Of course, the ultimate test is, can a Kerbal go up and down this? And go in and out the hatch. That is a long climb. Somebody's asking, Ahmed's saying, can you try? I would love it if you tried Kerbalism again. I love Kerbalism. I think it's great. My issue with Kerbalism really is more has to do with the live stream. I'm always finding when I'm doing live streams, and maybe it's kind of obvious. This is a new moon lander until I got a better name. Actually, yeah, I do have a better name. Call it Moon R4. Okay, I'm going to just test the ladder. And then I'll get to the question. No control. What we got? Oh, there's no reaction wheels or stuff in it. Put a Jeb in there. Watch. What was it? Oh, about Kerbalism. Yeah, it's the issue I find with Kerbalism is for a live stream, there's so much to think about, and I'm always, maybe too much, but kind of hyper paranoid about taking too long with things and spending too much time twiddling over the details. But Kerbalism forces you to deal with the details, and I always feel like I'm just going too slow for a live stream. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, Jeb, you okay? Jeb's okay. He's walking it off. Okay. Oh, I got all kinds of. There's some funny stuff happening there. Okay, is it moving? It's moving, Jeb. She's moving. She's moving. I just wanted to see if the ladders are okay. So I'm just gonna go up, but there's something funky going on there. I'm gonna blame. I'm not gonna think that's a problem with the ship. Okay, he went all the way up to there. Now can he go? I think the ladders are fine. Board, and he got out. Board. Oh boy, boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, boy. There we go. Okay, let's get back into the VAB as fast as we can. The lander is tap dancing, yeah. So I'm thinking there's something funky going on with some interaction with the launch pad. I'm hoping that if I put this thing somewhere else, it would be fine. And instead of testing that, I'm going to trust my instincts and hope for the best, because that is the more fun alternative than testing everything to the nth degree. Okay, we're going to put on some lights here. Do I want a different texture here? Yeah. Go a little more industrial on that one. And these lights are really just to sort of light up this zone, as it were. There, pitch angle. Yeah, I want them to turn inwards like that. That looks good. Lights off. I think the bottom part here is fine. Just add some arbitrary blinky nav lights. Yeah, blinky, blinky. Blink on. Oh, is there only one? Oh, wait, there's a ladder on the other side. This might not be the best place to put this. Okay, we'll put these up here then. We'll pretend there isn't a door there. I'm fine with that. White. White. Speaking of YouTube comments, I had someone get really mad that I'm using these buttons instead of going 1, 2, 3. You can change those with 1, 2, 3, 4. But old habits die hard, I guess. They're like, why aren't you doing that? It's much more efficient. I don't know. It's hard for me to change my ways. Okay. So the arbitrary blinky lights there, some arbitrary blinky lights at the top. You know what? I'm going to put them here. I'm not messing with that roundy surface up there. That's the red one. This one will be a green one. And then a blue one on top. Yet I use shortcut keys for this stuff down here all the time, so I'm anything but consistent, that's for sure. Don't forget a reaction wheel. Thank you very much. Let's stick in a reaction wheel here someplace. Because there is no reaction wheels in those command pods. So we'll put a big one. Now, what's my delta V at? I want to make sure I'm not hosing myself. No, that's fine. Thrust away 0.86. That's okay for landing on the moon. I don't see a problem. I don't see a problem with this. I don't see a problem with this. Are there? No, there's no textures there, so we can close that, close that, close that. Unless someone's missing something really. Oh, well, let's put a couple of Kerbals in here because Jeb, you're not going. You've been to the moon. I gotta send Valentina. Valentina's not landed on the moon. Bill's gotta go though because we need an engineer and scientist. Good idea. Okay, I wanted to do that. Just check delta V. Delta V 1219. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Okay, so now what we got to do is we got to build first of all a fairing around this whole ugly, awful thing. So now I am gonna get that 2.5 meter fairing payload. Silly. Actually, I only just unlocked that fairing. Close all of this. Close. Oh my gosh, why'd that come out so... a little spike on the top. Oh, heck with it. Let's leave it. I wasn't aiming for that. It just kind of happened. But you know what? I'll keep it. I'll keep spiky on the top there. It's like a World War I German helmet on the very top. That's good, 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 good. Okay, we need to build a transfer stage. Something that can get this thing to where it needs to be from low Kerbal orbit to just about landed on the moon. And I budgeted myself to get the total up to about 3870. So let's see what this looks like with a poodle on the bottom. Still vacuum. I'm looking for this to be 3870 and a decent TWR. I'm not there yet, so maybe a bigger fuel can. That one. No, that's the... I guess this one's the next one up. That's a little much. So we'll scale her down. So like one of these. Maybe one of these. This is a very simple stage. Now if I put on one of these, I think it's going to be too much again. Yeah. I don't want that much. Well, thank you, NC Davis, for the kind donation. And don't forget to check the upper ladder length since you added a reaction wheel. Thank you very much, Ken Bates. Yes, I'll definitely do that. Because I added a reaction wheel. I'm sure this ladder no longer extends far enough, so we'll have to work that out. Okay, but one thing at a time. I need a little bit more fuel. Not a lot more fuel, just a little bit more fuel. Take this out, take that out, go with this one. Can you get this up there? No, that's still, yeah, well, a little more. I want a little more. Maybe I'm being too picky with my budget I worked out. I'm gonna have to rebuild a lot of this now. But that... Wait a minute, how about... There we go. I'm happy with that. TWR is fine. I love this. Where is it? The one I want. That one. That's my favorite. That's like the single big nozzle for the poodle. Okay. Excuse me. So let's save this and let's fix a couple of things here. First of all, the fairing's no longer working. So I'll delete that fairing for now. This ladder... It's no longer going to reach to this ladder because of some foolishness on my part. So what I think I shall do is add a simple cubic octagonal strut here. Maybe actually the octagonal one. And I'm not actually attaching this ladder to it. You'll see what I'm doing in just a second. But I don't want the ladder that's there just kind of floating in space. I think that would look rather stupid. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise this lower ladder. Like so. Come on. Oh, fricky. This is why I use this rather than shortcut keys, because my fingers keep missing the button. There. I want to raise this up to the other ladder a little bit. So, but I don't want it just kind of floating in space. Because I don't know. Actually, I guess that doesn't look too stupid. Is that as high as you will? Okay. I don't think I need that octagonal strut there. I think that's fine. Here. Back here. There. So now those two ladders are connected. I don't think that looks bad. Retract. Retract. I just didn't want to mess with the ladder here because I know Jeb got out. And I need to build the fairing again. Don't you need comms? Comms would be a good idea. Who needs to talk to anybody, though? But the answer is, yeah, I should put comms. You don't need comms, because I'm actually probably... Oh, you know what? Oh, no! I'm not going to get my spike, probably. No, no more spike this time. I'm just realizing as well... Where's my cargo? I probably have room. I was going to put it on the surface deployable science garbage. Not garbage, but like the passive seismic slammer thing. I'm going to need a control panel. Control station. And how much power? This needs power unit of 1. This needs a power unit of 1. So I think I only need these panels provide, if I have a level 1 engineer, which I do, provide 2 units of power, so this should be enough. I also have the Goob, whatever, ED monitor, but I already got one of those on the moon, and it's not biome specific, so I don't see any reason to put on another one. I got anything else? That's just full of retaining panels. I got this. This is just better communication with ground control. That doesn't matter. Not when I'm only at the moon. So there, I had room for that stuff. Okay, I wanted to make sure I didn't forget that. Of course, that's going to affect some delta V's here, but I think I'm still okay. Yeah, that's okay. This should be down here. So now I'm at 38. 3870 is what I was shooting. I think, again, I can probably take some of this off. I was taken into the weight of the fairing before. 3896, I'm fine. Stop playing. Leave it alone. You're going to break it. You keep playing with it, you're going to break it. All right, so there we go. There's our transfer. Oh, communication, someone said in there. Right. Oh, I don't have any solar generation. See, I knew I was forgetting stuff. I have no solar generation. I have no electrical storage. For goodness sakes. People, you should be watching me way more closely than you are. That should be fine. I'm happy with that. A little bit of electrical storage. I just have these batteries, but mentioning it, I heartedly, completely agree. Some struts would definitely be in order. Let's go three-way symmetry here. Actually, I can probably do it from here to there. That should do. That should do there. That should hold that together. Okay, that is, and this, there's really not much to this that I really should worry about. I want that stripe that way. Okay, so there we go. We got that much. Okay, see why I didn't think I was going, well, we'll see. We might end up on the moon before this is all done. So I want the TD-25 decoupler, and now I need to build a booster under this. And I have a total budget in my head of $64.70, which I'm just going to go with. So do I have, no, I never did get, so my biggest tanks, I never did get the Jumbo 64, so my biggest tanks are, oh, I do have these. Look at, ooh, look at, I do have, like, I want to make use of those. I want to make use of those. What's my most powerful engine that, oh my god, I got the twin bores. You can lift anything with a twin bore. I do have the mainsail too, so I don't think I will be starving. Okay, what engine's that one? That one's that one. That should go there. This fairing should go here. Okay. I'm shooting for 6470. What's the TWR here? It's still pretty darn good. So let's get some more fuel cans in that. Maybe one of these. Wow. So I only need a few hundred more. Man, I really wanted to... Well, we might use them anyway. It might be overkill, but that's okay. Where am I? I'm looking at decouplers is what I want. I want the shorty decouplers. That's their official term, the shorty decouplers. And I want to put on... Oh, for goodness. These fuel cans. That's what I want. I want these. And then I'm going to put... They're in 1.875 meter parts, so I should be able to put on an appropriate 1.875 meter engine like probably the Bobcat. Look at that. You know what? I'm going to scale down this middle engine. Deliberately going smaller, we're going to put on the skipper here rather than the mainsail. Just want to scale this thing down. Doesn't need to be as big as it is. What am I doing? What am I? I'm looking at terrain there. Now I want to look at this way. Things are funky. Things are funky, and I just got to be careful here. There. We'll defunk this in a little bit, but I want to get... Is that really only my TWR here? Two, those could decouple. Take these off for a sec. Oh my gosh, I did not realize how much weaker. Okay, I'm gonna have to go back to the mainsail. Did not realize how much weaker the skipper is. Oh my gosh, it is. Wow, okay. Okay. Put these back. Okay, it's going to be big. You know what? Stop. If it's too big, it's too big. Who cares if it's too big? I shouldn't care if it's too big. It's going to be fine. We got so much delta V. Yeah. I don't care. Let's finish this. Finish it. Finish it. Thank you very much, LaserPoint. LaserPoint490. Learned so much about KSP watching your videos. Thanks, Mike. You are very, very welcome, LaserPoint. Okay, we are going to finish this off. We're going to put all this together. This is going to be too much rocket, but in my tweaking to be cheap, I'm going to spend way too much time. So instead, what I'm going to do is just finish this. Finish it. Finish it. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. I have... So I guess it's not that much delta V compared to my budget. I thought it would be more, but... Got all these engines on at the same time, and these guys go on. What I love about these guys is they have built-in separator rockets right in there, so you don't have to put on the separatrons. They're built in to it. But what I can do is probably take out about half of that fuel, even though it doesn't. Yeah. That won't save me too much. Okay, launch TWR. It's probably through the roof. These are way too big. You know, let's go with a smaller engine. They're way too big. The mainsail I like, but those are way too big. So I'm not going to go with the Bobcats. What are the skiffs? Oh, they're probably an orbital. No, they're not. Oh my god, they're pretty big. Should I go with swivels? No, that seems a little bit. I could go with swivels. They gave me a... You know what? Forget it. Yeah, let's go with this. There. There. I don't like it. It looks funny on the bottom. It looks funny on the bottom. I don't like it. Okay, fine. We'll live with it looking funny on the bottom. Heck with it. No. Stop trying. Yeah. No. Gonna go back to the Bobcats. For no reason other than they look better. Okay, these guys back. Alright. Launch TWR. I'm gonna have to turn these. This is what got me into doing a lighter engine, because I knew I would be turning these down to almost nothing. And it's like completely... Okay, this is stupid. I don't need this. I'm an idiot. And I can do this whole thing with just... Okay, I've been wasting a lot of time here. I just need a single booster. I'm doing too much. Oh my gosh. This is what happens when you don't have a plan, folks. I'll say that's enough Delta V, and I'm sure it's enough launch TWR. Yes. It was all I just got fixated in putting in those on I got fixated with using those big boosters, and I really shouldn't have. And that's what's gotten me into trouble. When a single mainsail gets the job done, just do that. There. 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 I was making it too complicated for my own good. Okay, now tweak down the thrust. My 1.33. I swear there is no. People sometimes ask, do you find that more efficient? No, I just like the rate at which it lifts off the launch pad. I think it looks cooler when it's a little slower. That's the only reason I reduce the thrust to weight as much as I do. I would still reduce it to something, you know, in the 1.5 range, but you don't have to reduce it as much as I do. Okay, 62. That's still not a lot. Did I lose some delta? Oh my god. No, I need more. I swear every time I look, that delta V says something different. Oh, I think I know what I did. I think I made a mistake, and I think I took off the big cam by mistake there. I gotta look at again the video evidence. Okay. Now I gotta tweak this up. We'll be launching, I swear. I swear we'll be launching soon. What am I doing? Now I don't have enough thrust on the bottom. You. Okay. Okay. I'm getting angry with myself. I'm about to go. I'm about to go and we're going to do it. Okay. Let's get into action groups here. I'm going to click on the fairing and I'm going to put it on action group 5. And then we're going to remove it from the action group, or the staging, so I don't have to look at it anymore. Everything else... Honestly, I want to get into the gear action group. I'm going to remove, or the light action group. I'm going to remove those illuminators. There, and we're going to put them on the gear action group. That are these fellas. And then that way, when I toggle the landing gear, those lights will toggle on. I'm thinking, let's just put the Communitron on action group 0. Just to do something with it. Okay, let's go. If I've forgotten something, I've forgotten something. Who are my Kerbals? Bill, Valentina, and Bob. Very happy with that. Let's go. Let's go. Your vacuum. I definitely got into fiddling with that entirely too much, so I apologize. We're going to put this sucker down on the moon. Well... I shouldn't get ahead of myself here, should I? Because things could go still very, 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 very wrong. Okay, no, I'm not gonna have 5. I'll revert. Every launch, especially of a new vehicle like this is a test unless things go well, in which case it's a launch. So if things go bad, I reserve the right to revert back to the vehicle assembly building. But I'm gonna do one last look at staging. I think that all looks good. Let's do it. Oh, that feels really slow, but okay. Dramatically lifting off the pad. It's going up though, that's good. Okay, we're about to start our gravity turn here, so we'll knock it a little bit that way. It seems like it's not too wobbly and stupid, that's always a good thing. And we'll lock that onto the prograde vector. I want to get this heading right on 90 degrees, but I'll let it sort of settle out a little bit first. It's not bad. A little bit northwards, maybe pitching over a little bit quicker. A little southwards, actually, sorry. It's always weird with the south on the top of the Navball. Actually, I'm pitching over probably a little bit too much, to be quite frank. So let's try and delay this a little. Looking good so far. Okay, let's lock back onto prograde. 90 degree heading. Get back on 90. There we go. Okay. Okay. Past, I think, the scariest part of this. I don't know if we're officially past max Q, but I think I'm going to call it being past max Q. Now I'm going to watch my time to apoapsis and begin reducing my throttle a little bit once we get around 45 seconds. There we go, 45 seconds to apoapsis, reduce that throttle. Want to try and keep this time to apoapsis about a constant. Okay. Okay. I think she's okay. We shall see if she's okay. Hello there, I speak whaley. Okay, sorry. I think I'm getting a little bit punch happy here. A little punch drunk. A little bit of flamey things happening there. Probably pitched maybe a smidge low, but I think it's okay. Should be okay. The flamey effects are always a little much, I think, in this game. Okay, where's my... I gotta watch my main. I'm gonna be losing this main booster very, very soon. So I gotta be ready on that. Okay. On to the Poodle engine. We'll throttle up because that Poodle engine is quite a bit weaker than the main sail that preceded it. We're probably a little low in the atmosphere, as you can tell from this, but... And a temperature gauge. Hopefully it should be okay. I think it's over. It should be overbuilt. I'm gonna stick with my overbuilt theory. I can actually reduce throttle here a little bit. I can see my time to apoapsis kind of creeping up. I want to keep that from getting too far ahead of me. You really kind of want to ride the apoapsis, because that puts a lot of this energy, now that we're burning very close to being horizontal, it puts that energy into raising that periapsis, which is what you really, really want to do. Okay, I'm going to stop reducing the throttle and just let this ride. Okay, where's my... I'm eager to get rid of this fairing, I think, because I think it's a lot of weight with that fairing. Oh, I don't think I think it's still on confetti deploy. I usually change these to, what do you call it, clamshell deploy, but I think I didn't. I don't recall doing it anyway. So let's get ready to stage this fairing. I'm also watching my apoapsis. Oh no, I think we're okay. We're okay. That apoapsis is going to start creeping up. I should have pitched up. I'm just realizing that too, but I think it's a little late for that. Boom! And gonna go a little past 80 kilometers on this apoapsis. There, 84-ish. We're very, very low in the atmosphere, so you can see we are still got some drag associated with us. In fact, let's give it a little more juice. But on the upside, our periapsis is already out of Kerbin's surface. So we'll just time warp out of this draggy bit. This draggy bit. Should have pitched up a little earlier when I realized I was going low. But I didn't. But I should have. You put the lights on. Oh, whoa, whoa. I need more. My apoapsis is almost back into the atmosphere. Yep, watch the apo just came up. Thanks, Mark. Yeah, I am so... I let it get too low. I let it get too close to the horizontal. That all said, like, we're almost done this insertion. So it might feel like everything was super wasteful, but in fact, it's going to be hardly anything to do the final insertion. We're almost out of the atmosphere. It's going to take a little while. So it's okay, and I still got, what, 3,108 meters per second left in this thing? And I was budgeting more in the 2870 range, so I think we're fine. And that was, again, over budgeting, as I always do. Okay. We are now officially out of the atmosphere. I'm noticing all of the... That's not my... Oh, Valentina's a level 2 pilot now. Look at you. Why am I taking you to the moon? I should have taken one of my level 1s. Oh, well. So we'll just do a little bit of... a little burn here. And despite all that commotion, that's pretty much 80 by 80, so I'm happy with that. Look at that. Lock to normal. Valentina, oh my gosh. I also, you might have noticed, turned down the gimbal limit on the Poodle engine because I find it shaking around all the time annoying. Okay, let's set off for the moon. We'll turn off everything. This has become a pretty routine exercise. Slow down. Okay. So I'm gonna be going for, let's see here, back on the maneuver. A lot of people don't notice this, but you can select the maneuver from down here, which is clearly very nice. We're going to go into a prograde orbit. I'll do a correction because that's good enough. Stop being so picky. So I'll go into, I'll aim this at 12, but we'll probably put some sort of inclination on this. Now I'm going to go into the cheat menu just to show, there is a show your biomes option on the cheat menu, which I only learned a few weeks. So it's showing all the biomes on the moon. It doesn't tell you, they're all color coded to be different. Now I want to land in the northeast basin, polar lowlands. These I'm pretty sure are polar lowlands. That's the north crater or something like, I think this is the northeast basin here, or the highland craters, which are all of these dark dudes, or are they midland craters? I don't know. I'm thinking these are highland, I don't know. Or I could land in polar lowlands. I think what I'm going to do is I'll increase my inclination and go up to here. So let's turn the biomes off. I'm gonna cheat it. This is the northern basin. We're gonna land up in here. I've been up here. I've been there before. I landed over here thinking that was the northern basin, and I was completely wrong. So that's why I'm cheating now. Okay, let's do this thing. So if I got this planned all right in my hastiness, this guy should carry us almost all the way to the landing, and we're going to ditch it just before we get to the landing. That is going to be the plan. Put it right on the maneuver node there. Yeah, there's yeah, the game should be a little kinder when it comes to I don't like the whole hunting out biomes all the time. I find when before I learned about that cheat, I used to just look up biome maps online anyway, which is essentially the same thing, so you might as well do it in game. Of course, you can get mods like ScanSat, which map biomes for you, which is really cool. But I said I was going to make this pretty much a stock game, so anything that's not stock parts, I'm not going to include. And off we go. Speaking of Parallax, it's mentioned that I Love Soup mentions that because Kyle Flatten was asking about the mod that adds the trees. That is the Parallax mod. And speaking of the Parallax mod, it may be a mod I am like 80% of the way to getting rid of Parallax. Not because it doesn't look fantastic, it certainly does. But I noticed with the last stream when I was going around looking for a baobab tree, especially once I activated the scanner arm, that the OBS it looked fine on my screen, but I know in the stream it looked terrible. And it started getting very, very laggy, and I'm pretty sure it's OBS really struggling with, I should pay attention to what I'm doing, but really struggling with Parallax. And I'm going to see if the same thing happens when we go and land on the moon and go around with the rover. And if it does, I might have to say, Parallax, I'm sorry, but you're gone. As awesome as you are. And again, it looks good on my screen, but I think it's the OBS software that I use for the streaming that... Oh my gosh. There we go. I think it's the OBS software that I use for the streaming that struggles a little bit with rendering that much detail. That's my theory anyway. Hello, Mongo. I'm glad you made it. It's okay if you're late. This is a drop-in type of situation. Okay, where are we doing here? We're doing a mid-course correction. I'm already kind of heading southward, so let's do more southwards. Like that. So I want to get up. Here, let's cheat again. Let's turn on the biomes. There we go. So I'm gonna my target is landing up in here. I'm pretty darn sure that's the northern basin. And if it's not, it's not. But so what I want to do is where's that maneuver node? Is I want to pull this and probably pull it. Oh, let's do it from here. Oh, that was too much. So that my trajectory after I get my capture is inclined enough that it's going to go over the northern basin. And that's pretty darn close there. Maybe a little... Oh, no, south I'm going. South. There we go. Just like that. We'll still bring this in. Actually, should I have done that with radial? That might have been more efficient to do that with retrograde. Or prograde. Yeah, it's easy. I think it's better to do that with prograde. A little less on the normal. Oh no, maybe not. That's, I think, looking pretty good. Just bringing that periapsis down. About 12. If you line up, see how there's the incoming trajectory and the outcoming trajectory. If you line them up, that looks pretty good. I like it. I like it. And then we'll go for our landing. Remember, the moon does rotate, of course, which actually should probably go back this way now that I'm thinking about that. The moon does rotate. So, but it is showing the moon in the state that it would be. Where is my... Okay, I just lost my... That's what happens when I talk at the same time as I do this. It does show the moon in the state that it would be when you enter in the moon's SOI. It's showing, so like, it's not like it's going to take us a day to get out there and this thing is going to be there. No, this is where this is when we enter into the moon's SOI. So if I have it so that if the moon rotates a little bit more, I think that's good right there. I'm going to stick with that. Which is really nice that the game does that. Shows you the state of things when you enter the SOI if you are viewing it from over here. Okay. Off. Biomes off because I find you annoying. Reminds me I'm not cheating. Okay. Alright. Let's do this. And I'll read through the chat. I see a few things there. Oh, this is a 0.8 second burn, so we're going to reduce this throttle a lot. There we go. That's better. Okay. Oh, I'm being asked a question about doing the moon course contract. How do you suggest doing it? Do you have a tutorial for using the moon to help with the ejection? So you got to go by the moon and Mimus and Eve. Oh boy. Trying to hit moon, Mimus, and then Eve in one trajectory, I think, is really not a good plan. All you have to do is enter the SOIs and leave the SOIs again. So I wouldn't worry too much about doing it in one big trajectory thing. And you don't have to do it like moon, Mimus, Eve either. You could do them in whatever order you like. So what I would probably do is maybe play with using the moon to get the ejection part of it and get out heading towards Eve. That probably shouldn't be too bad to do it. I don't have a tutorial on it, I'm sorry. Or you can simply get a capture of the moon, leave the moon sphere of influence, and then you know, here, let's do this burn. And then go to the eve. And then on the way back, try and get a capture around Kerbal, and then then hit, after you get your capture around Kerbal, then hit Minmus, or in another order. I wouldn't try and do it in one big thing. Quite frankly, and I know this is going to feel like a cop-out, I probably wouldn't have taken the contract, because that contract's harder than it initially seems. But I wouldn't do it in one big gravity assisty thing. I would get captures, leave, come back. That's the easiest way, I think, to do it. Okay, anyway. That's the far side basin, not the northern basin. It is... What? Okay, well, we're going to do it with what we do now anyway. Okay, let's warp to here. By Kerbal. So I'm being told that's the far side basin, not the northern basin. Well, that's not fair. Well, we're gonna get our capture. We're in a nicely inclined orbit, so we will be going over a lot of different biomes. We'll try and work this out, as it were. Okay, let's just enter into the moon's SOI here. We'll do our capture. There we go. Okay, that still looks good here. We'll get our capture and then we'll figure it out. We'll figure something out. Now, to be honest, I don't think it's that important to actually be in the biomes that are suggested. I think it's completely... there's moonstone and craters and junk everywhere. So I don't think it's a big deal if I don't go in the biome they suggest. I just thought it would be fun to try. I mean, I didn't last time I did this. Okay. All right, let's get the capture. Gonna try and position this a little bit more friendly for solar panels and the like. Where are you, Moon? There you are. Okay, F5. Quick save, thank you. Just as I was in the process of quick saving. I would always recommend quick saving before time warping. If you're anything like me, I mess up time warps all the time. Let's put that thrust limiter back up. 16-second burn. Here we can get a little closer again. So, okay, we'll take a look at the situation, whether that's... We'll see. We'll pick a biome. We'll make this work one way or the other. Yeah. We're going to put this on the surface one way or the other before this stream is done. I'm just sort of looking at the time, and I'm thinking that's probably going to be the climax of this, is putting this down on the surface. And then we'll use next episode to put together that rover next week. I always say next episode, but the next stream. Put together that rover, see what we can find, and get their Kerbals home. So here we go. It's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, go. And I think I've lost my engine sounds. Oh, maybe not. I can just hear it. I lock that on retrograde. That doesn't need to be. Okay. Reduce throttle. Looking at my orbital parameters there. Good enough. Good enough. You have quick saving in your KOS scripts, John. That is very good idea. Okay. So we'll just sort of, again, we're in the shade here, but we're in the shadow of the moon, but we won't be for long. Oh, I never extended my antenna. I should do that. 0. There we go. That should give us a nice connection. And by the way, I do have my pride and joy is my lovely relay network. Right now I got a direct connection, but very, very happy with my relay network there. Anyway, that can come off. So we shouldn't have any trouble with communication, that's for sure. So let's pick ourselves a biome. So I'm being told, and actually we'll be coming over it, so We'll find out one way or the other. But if I make the biomes visible, that this here is not the northeast. Oh, I want the northeast basin. Okay, let's find out what that is. So we have that. This, oh, this could be this is a basin-y type of thing, isn't it? That looks very basin-like. Okay, well, let's do a little bit of exploration here. Let's see. So, I'm over the twin craters, I think, right now. UVA report. There we go. Twin craters. Good job, Bob. Store that. I could also... I'm thinking those are Highland craters there. I can also do probably... Oh, board bomb. I could probably also do a material study, because this is only... Oh, maybe the third time? Oh, yeah. I've been here a few times. Okay, 0.8 science. I'm not sure that was worth it, but I'm going to do it anyway. 0.4 science from the goo. All the rest of the science we've exhausted. So I'm just going to time warp here and take a look at... It looks like we're just missing whatever this biome is here. We'll try and see if we can catch it. Bob. This is what I find the easiest, is just do an EVA report. Ah, lowlands. I think I'm just missing that biome. Okay, we'll do a little bit of exploring and see if we can find out what biomes are what here. I'm really interested in what this is up here. And it's big. It's a nice big target. And it's on the light side, which is nice. Oh, here we go. If this is a Highland crater, I can aim for one of these, too. It's either a Highland crater or a Midland crater. I always get them mixed up. Why use cheats? I'm a cheater. I'm a cheater. The one thing I would, like, honestly, I could pretend I'm not doing this and just bring out a... What am I doing? Let's just do this. EVA. Is this a Highland crater? This is a Midland crater, you stinker. That's not what I want. I mean, as I mentioned, I could just download a map. Or not, just have that on the screen, just a biome map. That's what I usually do. I think it's unreasonable to sit there and not have a map of where you're going. That's just me. Okay, what biome are we in? This is the far side basin, and I need the northeast basin. Oh well, we'll grab this. That's at least something. Okay, so this is the far side basin, and I want the northeast basin, which must be this. So what we're going to do, let's turn that off again. So what are the Highland craters then? If that was a Midland crater, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to drive myself crazy. Yep. Let's turn off the biome map. So there's a basin around here. So we're going to hang around for a few days. That's okay. It's just some time warping. We're going to time warp. And if I was playing this as my own game, I would be going through the effort of putting, like, what you call it, ScanSat. I would install ScanSat in my own game and make biome maps in-game. I would much prefer to do that, but like I said, I was going to keep this stockish, so I didn't do that. Okay, am I coming close? No, it's here. Gosh darn it. So it's this region here that I think I'm interested in. It is. Okay. So this region here. So what we're going to do is we're going to time warp just a little bit more. It's going to... We're just barely north enough, really. Oh, boy. We're going to go for it. I think I need to actually adjust my trajectory just a little bit. I'm going to try and land right around here. That's going to be my goal. Right around there. I think I'm going to have to bring my trajectory up a smidge. That's okay. A little further. Okay, put it on retrograde. Bring my periapsis down. Watch that I'm not... I like coming in pretty low on these. And then I'm going to come... This is where I'm going for my landing spot. So I'm going to come to about a quarter of a rotation. So about here-ish. And we're going to aim radially up. Not radially up. What am I talking about? Positive normal is what I'm talking about. And we're just going to bring our trajectory up here. Just like so. That wasn't too much fuel. In fact, I got a feeling I'm going to be throwing away fuel anyway. Alright. Let's get ready. Let's get ready. Things are going to get tense very soon. Let's put it on to free mode. I like that better with the ground below me. I'm going to put that on terrain. Going to put this on surface. Going to roll this so that the blue is up. Always find that helps me out. Let's get ourselves closer. At least you're not in the dark, says Mark. 100%. I am hoping. I don't know if I can see Kerbin. Oh, for goodness sakes! Last time I fell into an eclipse and things went not just dark but black. And I'm just looking. It's coming. It's coming. I hate the moon. It's coming. We should be on the surface before, I think. Alright. Here, where are we? Where are we? Okay, right here is where I'm going for. So let's get past this crater ridge. Oh, it won't let me time warp any quicker anymore. Okay, cut that. Hello, Nicola. Sorry, I am actually really... I think you have a nice comment there, but I actually can't really read and respond too well to it because I am in the middle of a tense situation. We don't mess around during power landings, that's for sure. Just started playing KSP and I really like your work on YouTube. Well, thank you very much. I much appreciate it. Alright, yeah, now constantly looking at the sun. It's going to go in behind Kerbin. Okay, so I want to get into this north whatever basin. I'm pretty sure we're not there yet. Oh, we might be pretty close. Bob, go out and look. Where are we? Moon's lowland still, Bob says. Okay. Gotta be pretty close. Knock off a little more speed here. More speed knocking off. Because I think I'm said I was going to come around here. More speed. Lose speed. Lose speed. Okay. There we go. Okay, Bob's going to take one more look. EVA report. Moon's northeast basin. Okay, get inside, Bob. I'm sure Neil and Buzz did exactly that. Is this where we want to land? Buzz, go out and take a look. Okay, I'm going to go right here. Right before we get to this crater in this little zone here. That's my goal. So we're just killing off. What do we got? Still got 460 meters per second in this stage. So I think I'm pretty good. So I'm just killing off horizontal velocity. I want to stop before I get to this crater. Oh, full throttle. Come on. Okay. We are falling. Oh, who's kidding who? We were falling all this time. We were falling. Okay, so I'm going to do one more quick save here, and then things are serious. Okay, let's get the this right on top of it, so we're going straight down. So I still got 87 meters per second left in that stage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to knock off what I can while I'm still fairly high. and then go to the next stage. But I don't want to wait to the last moment because things will get too hairy. Here, let's kill. Pretty much, okay, stage, gear. And we'll aim a little this way. I purposely kind of put the retrograde vector off of the top so that we won't land right on top of our... Okay, I'm losing track. Okay, come on, ground. Slow down. Okay, we're okay. I think. There we are. Oh, look at that. Right beside our tank here. Okay. SAS off. I'm very, very happy with that. Didn't even manage to not really land. We're getting a little bit of leg stress. Can I change these? Spring strength. Just seeing a lot of... a lot of kind of wobbling there. Damper strength. Change that up too. Let's make these things a little stiffer. There we go. Okay. We are down. Oh, I should have put these ladders on to action group. I just didn't. But you know what we're going to do? Is I'm just looking at the stream. I just crossed over the 2-hour mark on this stream. So I'm very happy with where we're sitting here. We're going to go looking for some moonstone. We're going to go looking for a moon crater. We're going to assemble that rover. And we're going to go out and collect all kinds of science. And don't forget, we still have to get these folks back home. But all of that is going to have to be for next week. So in the meantime, I want to thank everybody that's in the chat. I want to thank everybody who's watching this at a later date. And of course, as always, an extra special thank you and gratitude towards my Patreon patrons and YouTube members. And to people that donate to, during the super chat, during the live streams as well. Have yourselves a fantastic week, and we'll see you all next Tuesday. Bye, everybody.